President Wilson's recognition of the Carranza government did not bring an end to political instability in Mexico. Carranza did not have the support of all of his people, and those opposed to him rallied behind a rebel group led by Francisco Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata. In the past, Villa had sought good relations with the United States, but Wilson's recognition of the Carranza government angered him. Villa saw Carranza as another Porfirio Diaz-type dictator and vowed to oppose him. Zapata believed that more land reforms were needed to aid peasants in Mexico. Together, the two men would fight to undermine the Carranza government. In early 1916, Carranza asked for American engineers to take over and manage mines in northern Mexico. The Mexico Northwestern Railway train that Americans were traveling on was stopped by Villa's men near Santa Isabel, Chihuahua. The Americans were removed from the train and shot. Villa followed that by crossing the U.S. border in March of 1916 and launching an attack on Columbus, New Mexico. Villa's men attacked a detachment of U.S. cavalry troops, burned the town, and seized horses, mules, and military supplies. 17 Americans died in the fighting, along with 80 of Villa's men. Angered by the invasion of U.S. soil, many Americans wanted retaliation against Villa. With the public calling for action, Wilson sent Brigadier General John Pershing and 15,000 U.S. soldiers to capture Villa, dead or alive. For nearly an entire year, Villa managed to elude American forces. With small skirmishes erupting along the U.S.-Mexico border on both sides, Wilson also called out 150,000 National Guardsmen to secure the southern border. As the campaign wore on, many Mexicans became angry over the presence of U.S. troops in their country. President Carranza responded by demanding the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Mexico, but Wilson refused. After U.S. troops clashed with Carranza's forces in June of 1916, war between the U.S. and Mexico seemed imminent. However, the attention of the U.S. government would soon become distracted as World War I raged on. With the U.S. likely being drawn into the conflict in Europe, Wilson sought peace on the southern border. Wilson ordered Pershing and his troops back to the United States in February of 1917. Mexico adopted a constitution in September of that same year, and the document gave control of the nation's oil and minerals to the Mexican government. Strict regulations were also placed on any foreign investors. Carranza continued to rule Mexico until 1920, when Álvaro Obregón gained power. Obregón's term marked the end of the unrest and civil war in Mexico. The early 20th century saw a great deal of change in the way the U.S. dealt with its neighbors. Through various approaches, the U.S. sought to extend the reach of its political and economic systems. A new, modern navy had also been established in order to protect U.S. interests abroad. The precedent of the U.S. acting as an international police power had clearly been established.